Good evening, BoyFlop listeners. This is Family Jules 7X. If you haven't heard the last episode, episode 7, Weird and Dumb Relationships, then please go do so now, as this episode is the part 2, the continuation even, of the conversations that we had in that podcast. So, this is Family Jules 7X with Jonathan Young and Rashad E.B. This is Weird and Dumb Relationships Part 2. Fuck off.
Devil's Advocate!
What's up?
Don't throw orange tea caps at me.
It's a coffee cap.
It's a coffee cap.
I'm gonna be the
Devil's
fucking.
advocate
I'm gonna be
boy.
the fucking Tumblr hipster here and say that like I don't know if I
the
like
representative of Tumblr is here.
Yeah, I don't know if I like how we make everything about possessiveness. I guess.
No, you shouldn't make everything about it. I just feel like, the whole just your mind.
Well, I
on
was
yours
literally
isn't-
specifically just talking about getting upset about like looking at another person's butt.
Right. Well, I mean,
Like if it gets to that point, it's like, if
That's
you
not-
actually trust each
Exactly,
other, then that's
yeah,
like
that's what-
whatever.
that's all
It's
I
like
was
then she'd be like, oh, he has a cute butt, and you'd be like, oh, cool.
You're supposed to say like, yeah, I agree.
Sweet.
I hit that too.
Yeah, same.
I mean, for me, it's more of like I don't know. This is gonna sound bad, but like I aspire to get to the point, and this is gonna sound like I'm like really fucking like
Do it.
heartless, just cold,
Soulless,
emotionless, soulless,
evil,
just the
YouTube.
worst kind of YouTube sensation. Like
Those are all synonyms. Like, you're just going,
no, yeah. Like, okay, so I aspire to get to the point where if somebody breaks up with me, I'll be like, okay. Like, I aspire to get to the point where, like...
Here's the problem with that.
Oh, there's lots of problems with that.
That'd be nice.
If,
but there's-
if you break up with somebody, I would venture, and you're just like, okay, I would venture to say that you didn't care about them.
Yeah, did it ever really mean did it ever mean anything?
You
misunderstand me.
Elaborate.
Yeah, let me elaborate. If someone breaks up with you, they must have a good reason to break up with you.
Mm-hmm.
And if they have a good reason to break up with you, then it's over. And not so much as far as like efficiency and ergonomics, but more so like I'm gonna die someday.
John,
I'm gonna die someday, and if I like, she's already fucking gone, man. Like, she's gone, and she had a good reason to be gone.
But if she has a good reason to be gone, you might not perceive it that way.
John.
But whether or
Like
not,
you can tell yourself that, but
no,
it's still gonna hurt.
wait. Hear me out.
John.
No
What?
matter how I perceive it, doesn't matter
You're rich.
because
John.
a relationship is a choice.
Yeah.
John.
And if both
Well, that's
people,
mutual.
yeah, but if it's not mutual anymore, then it's done.
You can still
John.
desire it though. You can
Yeah.
still want what you have.
Well, I desire
And
Emma
and
Watson. You know.
Well, no, that's different because
Same.
you're not with
But
Emma.
John-
If you were with Emma Watson for like a few months,
I'm not with my ex-girlfriend either.
yeah, hypothetically. But if you're with Emma Watson and it was,
Yeah.
or just anyone, and it was fucking great, and then just out of the blue, and this happens, she's just like, this isn't working, and it blindsides you, you're going to be affected by it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Especially if you had a deep attachment
Oh, yeah.
to it, to the point where you can't just go, whatever.
Well, but maybe if I had,
And if you can, that's insane.
Well, but maybe,
Like-
well, and that's why it sounds heartless. But like, it's because that's insane. Because
But yeah, and I guess
Well-
you did preface by saying I'd like to get to the point.
right. I'm not saying I'm there, but
Yeah.
like, I guess what I mean. Jules, shut the fuck up. What I mean is that like maybe if they don't mutually want to be with me, and I was attached to them, then maybe it was misplaced attachment for me to be attached to someone who isn't mutually attached. And if I can realize that immediately and be like,
It still
look,
doesn't really invalidate your feelings,
No,
though.
I'm
Yeah.
not saying invalidating feelings. I'm feeling like, or I'm saying like get to a level of like honesty with yourself.
Jules, what do you want to say?
We have lizard fucking brains. Okay, this is something that somebody told me.
I know.
At one point, in that position,
I
if
agree.
you really fucking care about somebody, if you really like
you're not just infatuated, but you're in love, your feelings, and you've given yourself to that other person. Logic is gone. Logic is out the fucking window.
I'm not talking about logic.
But that's what it feels like. You sit
okay,
there
but first of
with
all,
a breakout
you're creating a false dichotomy between love and logic. Those aren't mutually exclusive things.
They don't go together.
They can.
See, listen,
you are dealing in absolutes, Jules.
If
Only a Sith deals in absolutes.
Because you're dealing with the absolute that like you just want to get to this point where you can break up with somebody and say, all right,
no. That's not what I'm saying at all. It's like when the bearded old movie character, when his wife leaves him and he doesn't cry. It's that. It's when like.
Okay, can I hold on.
That's a bad example, but it's
are you so like I think what you're like kind of trying to, maybe I'm misinterpreting again, but like it sounds like you're saying like you want to get to the point where like, yeah, it's gonna suck, it's still gonna hurt, but you can get over it fast enough just to be like,
kind of
just like look at it rationally and try to just be like, this really sucks.
I don't think
but if it wasn't there, then what's worth pursuing?
Okay, wait. Let me rephrase. Let's think less about rationality and more about perspective and I guess the scope of the universe.
Whoa.
I mean that's a really fucking weird way to put it.
John,
but like
just
you
drop
don't
some acid
think
in the
like
corner.
that.
I know, but what if?
It's just like it's.
Wait, hold on. What if you were always? What if you get to this level of like transcendence, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what if you get to this level of awareness of your own thoughts? And awareness of your own hormones and awareness of the people around you.
So you're talking about being disciplined.
Not disciplined. Well, maybe disciplined.
Yeah,
but
it sounds like you're talking about
it's not
like how people can literally burn themselves and be disciplined enough to ignore it.
It's a different type of it's like
it's
a Zen
No,
discipline.
I know what you're saying.
It's a Zen.
Like the pain is still there, but you know that it's.
But
just
you
as
know
a
that
result
it's pain.
Of,
Yeah. I'm talking about like she broke up with me, but because I am always in this state of a different perspective than we are culturally feel like we have to have, like then it's like the world is gonna keep
biologically,
turning.
I fear that kind of thinking though is almost encouraging you not to be able to give your full heart to somebody out of fear of being hurt.
Let me play devil's advocate. This is don't throw things at me. This is what you just said is very similar to the what's the point in living if you're an atheist argument.
No.
Well, bear with me. Bear with me.
Bearing.
You just said, well, because you're afraid to commit or you don't take loss seriously enough to cry about it, you're not going to ever love anybody in a real way.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that in that
I think
extreme
you two are talking
way.
about different things.
Sure.
I mean,
well, but like that's like saying, oh, well, if there's no point to life, then wouldn't you just be depressed all the time? It's like, no, I'm gonna enjoy it, and I'm gonna live because
I'm not dealing with extremes in that regard. I think all I'm saying is just
I think you're making assumptions about mindsets that you have never had.
What do you mean mindsets that I've never had?
Have you ever tried?
Yeah.
Have you ever tried getting to a transcendent level of emotional awareness so that you don't cry after breakups? Have you ever tried that?
Yeah. You were talking about how you broke up with, your last girlfriend and you said like I don't want to date for 1.5 years. I did that, but I said 5 years.
I'm not
and because of the fact
I'm not
that
talking about that.
Well, because I wanted to almost just explore my own emotional capability and being in maybe I don't know because relationships really did kind of fuck with me. Like when I broke up with somebody like not that first girl I cheated on with 9 times, but I've been in a lot I've been in a lot of relationships that I think that I 100% loved them. And and when you everyone has a different definition of love, whatever. Yeah, I think
that's a rabbit hole.
You're right. I think in my experience, love a lot of is really just giving yourself to somebody in the way that
you're gonna get fan mail after this, Jules.
You want to better them.
Here comes all the nudes.
Sure. No, yeah, I don't disagree with you.
And I mean, in
like
doing
I said,
that,
I think if you were talking about different things.
But yeah, if you reserve any part of yourself in self-defense of your feelings,
I don't think it's about self-defense.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think that's a fear of
I don't think
feeling bad.
I don't think it's fear at all. I think it's I think it's looking like you start feeling bad because that's how your brain works.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then you look in the mirror and you say, I'm feeling bad because that's how my brain works.
Right.
Like I said, he prefaced by saying he wants to be able to get to the point.
I have not done this yet.
Where like, say you have a bad breakup, it still sucks, but you come to terms with it fast enough to be able to not wallow in just bullshit for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks or a month.
I feel like it's not something that could be set to the bounds of logic in that. Like, I think that depending on how intense the relationship is.
It's not about logic. It's about self-awareness. It's about...
I think you're thinking about it in a lot of
ways. That's just a difference of philosophy.
Yeah, it is a difference of philosophy because I have a knee-jerk reaction to not liking it when anybody says, oh, well, you can't use logic there. It's like, well, I can.
Well, no, you can always use logic, but I feel like a lot of the time that you're like,
you wouldn't want to.
Well,
that doesn't mean that you can't.
Okay, I will say that I didn't recently deal with a breakup, but within the past year, I dealt with a really like serious situation with a really really close friend of mine that
it hurts.
It was almost worse than any breakup that I've ever been with, but the difference was that the sadness that I felt, and I think that this is the same thing as a breakup, felt like if somebody that you really, really love is dead. Because they are. Because that person, even though that they're still alive, they're not the person that loves you anymore. That person's dead and will never come back.
Well, that's pretty extreme.
It is pretty extreme, but probably in that point of view... That's what it feels like. What were you going to say?
Well, I was going to say, like what you're talking about, like, maybe we're all talking about different things altogether, but, like, you're talking about, like, coming to terms with it and realizing, just being like, okay, you know, there's probably, like, some people out there who have had to deal with loss, literally in just terms of loss of life, so many times, where, like, people who've been to war, where there's, like, a friend of mine just had his head blown off.
Right.
I have to be okay with this because I need to see.
Then you get PTSD, but
but that's what I'm saying. It's like you have to find a way of coping and you get better at it.
Let me draw an example.
This got serious and dark.
Yeah, well, okay, but let me. I'm gonna try and line it up here. So like,
it's got weird and dumb.
I used to be
a fedora.
No, that's actually a good way of putting it. I used to be a really big music snob. Music that I didn't like was shit. And music that I liked was good because I liked it. And because I know why this is good and you just don't get it because you're not as educated as me. I was a music snob. And then I came to this realization that it's sound waves. And that doesn't mean that I'm not going to get goosebumps when I listen to a really moving
my heart will
song.
Go on.
Right. Yeah. I'm still gonna.
What? Nobody else?
It doesn't mean that I'm gonna hear Rick Astley and not tap my foot because this is sound waves. I refuse to be affected by these sound waves. No, it means that whenever I am listening to music and I say to myself, "This fucking sucks. This is trash.
Yeah.
This fucking whatever fucking." I mean, insert pop star here. Like. It doesn't mean I'm going to do that. It means that I'm going to be like, I don't like this, and I know why I don't like it, and it's because the sound waves aren't arranged in a way that I like.
What about Mr. Bungle?
The sound waves are arranged in a way that I don't like.
It's subjective.
Right.
Just say relationships.
And that's, but where I'm going with that is that there's this level of self-awareness. It's kind of like being a musician who is mature enough to not talk shit about country music.
Okay.
Like I would let me draw a comparison. A musician who, like an older washed up rock star who says, "Oh, kids these days and their fucking dubstep fucking sucks." I would say that that's not the sign of a mature musician. A mature musician recognizes that it's all sound.
Right.
Yeah.
And similarly with relationships, I would think that a mature lover would recognize that how feelings work, you know, and that's not
okay. So let me just say, I now know there's no misunderstanding.
Sure,
I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah,
I personally feel like, in my experience, that Rich, shut up. I personally feel like everybody that I've ever been in a relationship, like I've been in a lot of Rich, come back. Every relationship I've ever been in, like that's been more than like I've been able to fuck. How do I say this?
I've been able to fuck.
I've been able to identify a lot of relationships with. I'm just fucking horny, whatever, and people that like I could see myself marrying you someday. I'm totally committed to you. I love everything about you. Blah 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 blah. Every one of those situations has been a completely different flavor, different everything of love, to the point where it almost changes so much. I see you. That I feel like it's very close to the fact that you were saying about like Rich about. Stop. Rich is just slowly scooting away. About like if you're in war and my best friend just fucking got his dick blown off by a grenade.
That's like, a little different.
I think it's different, and I think we were both kind of arguing the same thing.
It's a good example, I guess.
I think it's difficult because love is a little bit different than your friend dying.
Death is a really, really terrifying thing.
That's and like
what
my
I'm
experience,
saying,
that's what it feels like. Though.
It is.
Like a breakup feels like someone fucking died.
That's what I was saying, but I just think it's different in the regard that like a person that's been put into war and stuff.
I think it's a lot different. I think that seeing someone make a choice that is different, that pulls them away from your own interests, is very vastly different from watching a human life end in front of your eyes abruptly and unexpectedly.
I think it's almost incomparable. Yeah. And I mean, I think I'm trying to draw like the closest example of what it feels like I
know what you mean, and I see what you're saying. I just think that assuming that quickly moving on equals lack of love, I think that's a false. I think that's jumping to conclusions. I'm also basing
what it sounds like when you phrase it that way. It sounds fucking impossible.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm trying to explain why it's impossible, but I think what it also comes down to is like, okay, I just went through this like maybe a year or two ago, and I remember very vividly like I don't want to fucking make this a huge thing, but it was something that was so fucked up in the way that it like literally put like I had to go to therapy because it fucked me up emotionally, just because it literally felt like my best friend in the entire world died and became somebody else that I didn't fucking recognize anymore, and that's just. Logic, you're sitting there and it's frustrating because you sit there with all the logic.
I've been there. Yeah, I've been there, and I don't mean to sound like
everybody mourns differently.
I'm not saying that you're. I'm not trying to shame you by saying like you should have been more rational and gotten it over. That's not what I'm saying.
Get over
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying like just as far as my own priorities in my own life. If I'm on my deathbed and realize that I spent 3 years getting over an ex-girlfriend and those 3 years could have been spent changing the world, I'm going to hate myself.
Dude,
and I don't want to die hating myself.
I literally saw this one dude, he broke up, he got a divorce with this woman and obsessed over it until the point where he died 10 years later. He never let go. And it's just somehow some people are. So like he fucking never let go.
It's
never
just
dated
again. I feel like we're
that's just, and like I said, it's subjective.
It's a personal thing. I mean, it's
where our mindsets are. All three of us are not dealing with that right now.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but it's also one of those things where like for me to want to be that dry, I guess, with the way that I deal with it, like that's an intensely personal like self-transformation choice that I want to make, and that's not something that I'm trying to necessarily preach that you should advocate. Yeah, it's just like I want to be the type of person that can move on immediately because there's a life out there that I want to live.
It's hard when you get to the point. Yeah, it's hard when you get to the point where you've literally devoted your life to being with somebody. Which I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean everything about your life needs to be about that person. Sure. That is an unhealthy relationship. Right. But what? No,
I see what you're saying.
Right.
I see what you're saying. But then, like, I would say,
there goes Rich.
I don't know. Yeah, Rich is doing somersaults.
Rich,
on his chair.
Come back.
I don't know. I guess I would just say that, like, I I don't know. You could die tomorrow, man.
Right.
Like your girlfriend who you're planning on marrying tomorrow.
You're also inefficient.
Your fiance could die on your wedding night. You know?
So I was gonna transition into the story after I told that fucking sob story of whatever. Here's the inverse of that feeling, which I have definitely gone through multiple times. In that, like, I was the guy who was just like, whatever, like, we broke up. So my last relationship, this was probably back 2010. So it started off just kind of like I was the cheatee, as in she was dating somebody and they were in a really long committed relationship, and I was just like,
a bad person.
And I was a bad person. I was like, yo, you cute. Let me put it in your dumper. Yeah. And then she was like, I don't know.
Put it in me dumper.
I don't know. I'm in it. Okay. Like,
I don't see how that matters.
Yeah. And then,
you see your butt.
And long story short, I thought the guy was gonna beat me up, but then he like became a huge fan of me afterwards. Nice. And like,
nice.
Like it was this really awkward situation. That's he was just like, meet me at the mall or something. It's really funny. So I was just like, okay, I'm gonna probably get what I have coming to me. So I go to the mall, and he's just like, we're gonna go for a walk, Jules. And like, so we walk around the mall. Yeah, we walk around the mall, and by the time we get back, he's just like, dude, you know, I also love Kill Switch Engage. Like, my favorite album was this. And like, I remember like my girlfriend just being like, the fuck? Like, I was so ready for you to come back with just like fucking your nose broken and all this shit. So weird. But like, and I feel bad because like we didn't really have a lot in common. Like, we were really fucking different. I think a month into the relationship, I straight up like looked her in the eyes and I was just like, we're not gonna work out.
I cheated on you 9 times.
What? Nice. Yeah. No, I was just like, yeah, like we were in the car driving home one day. I'm just like, yeah, I don't know if we're gonna work out. It's probably not gonna happen.
This sucks. Just like kick her out of the car.
Fucking ruthless.
Right, just like kick her out of a moving car. See ya.
But like, I was like, yeah, but like I like it, so let's just keep going.
Oh, nice.
What? Well, like I was just like, I wanted to be honest, and maybe that was too honest something.
That's just one of those things where like, you gotta say it at some point, I guess.
Right. I did like, okay, so then a year down the road, we're still dating or whatever, and it gets to the point where like we're like fighting every day, and like she always initiates it, yeah, like every single day about stuff that like doesn't fucking matter. Like, absolutely, like I can't even think of an example. Stuff like, you don't have your license and it makes it really hard for me to have to deal with driving to you and stuff, and like clearly, and I'm just like, then leave. Like, you know, I'm just saying, and it's just like, well, no, I love you, and so it was just really like almost like, okay, we're at the point of the relationship where we need to be having conflicts and stuff, and so she's like forcing conflicts every fucking day.
Wait, what?
That's what it felt like.
At what point of the relationship do you need to have conflicts?
I think it's a natural part of a long-term relationship to get into conflicts, and you know what I mean? It's like I can't
think of like a single case among anyone I know where like a little bit of conflict doesn't happen.
There needs to like,
I mean, but just the way you said that was like, all right, it's the 4-month point. Let's find something to argue about.
Well, that's what he was saying, is like that's what it seemed like to her.
I mean,
she's
well, that's another one of those things. Like, ideally, you'll get to know them early on and well enough that like, okay, we're probably compatible enough that we're not going to fight over who gets to take the cat. Right. You know, like.
So here's, come the day we break up. Come the day we break up.
Inside
Here we are.
Of where?
Here is the setting. The stage is set.
The stage is set.
Act 1.
So there's a bonfire. There's a bonfire like with my friends that we went to every week. It was just this weekend thing that we did.
Was Rich Audi B there?
No. So I send her a text. So here's chapter 1. I send her a text saying, we're gonna go get sushi, but you want to meet us at the bonfire. We're going there right now, and then we're gonna go straight to the bonfire afterwards. Do you want to just meet me at the bonfire in like maybe, you know, an hour or two? And then she just goes, fine. Like, there's nothing before it. We didn't talk all day. I just remember it just being like this, whatever. I was like, whatever, sushi.
The infamous fine.
The infamous fine, or haha, okay.
Single K.
Or XD.
Or just a single K.
Yeah, oh, God, the single K is the worst. So, go get sushi. Great time. Hanging out with my fucking bros. And, we're just... So then we go to the bonfire afterwards, and she's there, and... silent treatment. Immediately, like, clearly making sure I know that she's talking to everybody else but me. And every time I walk over, she just goes, huh, and then just, like, walks away.
What the fuck?
Really fucking
what
dramatic.
What the fuck? You should have just fucking left her, like, right there.
I was having fun with it, honestly. So
no.
I just, like, people would just come over and they'd just be like, Jules, I think she's mad. You should probably talk to her. And I was like, no, it's kind of funny.
Fuck, man.
So then,
if I was in that situation today, I'd be like, you know what? You're kind of a bitch. I'm gonna go somewhere else.
Here we go. Not done with the story. So finally, she like, I go like, hey, what's wrong? And she's just like, you should know what you did. And then just like walks away. So then the bonfire is like coming to an end. It starts raining or something. We're like, all right, let's fucking, like, we had this little shed that we had like outlets and we just played Super Smash Brothers and shit. And I was just like, we're gonna go, if you wanna, or you could just fuck off. I don't know, like whatever you want to do. And then so she starts storming over to her car and she's just like, it would have been really nice to be invited to sushi.
Oh,
that's what it was about. It was because, like, literally as I'm walking into the sushi place, I didn't invite her to sushi, which she was half an hour away from to drive.
Okay.
So I'm...
That's kind of like what Rich was saying about, like, you never hang out with me.
Right.
It's like,
stuff
I'm
like
getting
that,
sushi with my fucking friends.
You don't take the bullshit. I find it fucking hilarious.
Oh, I just fucking drop it.
Right.
It's like, nope, sorry.
Okay. So then, she storms off. She slams her car door. She fucking drives off and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like... whatever. And then suddenly she comes out of nowhere. She just reverses the car right back and opens the door, comes in and she's like, I want my fucking Super Smash Brothers. I want my copy of Super Smash Brothers right now. I see it right over there and I want it back. And I was just like, that's my friend's. And she's like, no, that's mine. I'm like, listen, bitch, there are more than one copy of Super Smash Brothers in the world. And she's just like, okay, well then where's my copy? I'm like, it's at my house where all my games are, where all your games are. And she's like, all right. So I'll probably spend another 3 hours or whatever at the party, nice. And then they drop me off, and fucking my heart dropped because as we're pulling into my driveway, this is probably 4 a.m, there's her car out in front of my house. So she was sitting there waiting for me for 3 fucking hours.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure I was just like, here we go. So get out of the car. I walk up and she's sitting on the bed as if I've done something terribly wrong. And then, cue initiation of every fight, every possible thing that she could pull out of just I think you treat my games like shit. I think you treat me like shit. No. I think this is just I think we're done. I think we're over. And I'm just like,
yeah, we are.
Well, okay. So then I just let her talk, and she's like, and I think this is, and I think, and then I'm so sorry. Can we just hug it out? And it's I barely said anything this whole time. Yeah. And then I sat there. I pushed her off of me. I just said, look, I'm sick of fucking fighting over stupid shit. I'm sick of all your bullshit. I'm sick of all this stuff. You were right about one thing. We're fucking done. Yeah. And then just the fucking look in her face was just worth just listening to all the bullshit, just letting it all just fucking build up, and then just taking that bottom block out of the Jenga tower and just being like, we're done.
This is the guy who 20 minutes ago said that I would never love someone if I don't don't cry after the breakup.
And that's the thing is I didn't really care about it.
It's different circumstances.
Right. It's
he literally just said he literally just said he didn't care about her.
Yeah, I know, but
I did care about her, but I didn't love her.
But for the same reasons that I wouldn't for the same reasons that I aspire to get over breakups quickly, I also aspire to not draw things out like that.
Maybe you've just never been in love, Jonathan Young.
Maybe I've just never been in love.
Hashtag, this is Jonathan Young's P.O. Box. Send him your love letters immediately.
Send him your love letters and booby pics included, or love letters will not be accepted.
Rich, do you have any other stories?
No.
You don't have any more stories?
No.
Come on.
I'm sick of talking.
Come on.
I'm fucking sick of
Come
talking.
Come on.
The other like really thing that I really want to share because everything else was just kind of like stupid bullshit.
Yeah.
And that Rich sucks with girls, haha, blah blah blah, whatever, and just
So
like flings and shit. Is the first time that like I mentioned the girl who like we did the AIM thing, and then I was just like, I'm scared of you, and like just never like talked to her again. You're scary, Mom. Girls like me. No, there was like pretty much my first like kind of sort of like do stuff like romantic type encounter ever. I think I was in a freshman in college.
Okay.
And like it was at this party, and I didn't even realize what was happening. But there was this one girl who was like kind of sort of just exclusively hanging out with me. And like my friends were like, Rich, play guitar, and there's an acoustic, so I just played guitar, and like she was just like hanging out and watching and being like, wow, you're so talented. And I'm just like, whatever, and then, like whatever.
Taking off
like I wasn't even thinking about it. And this is back when I was still like kind of chubby and had long hair, but I was the guitarist and like all that shit. And everyone was like going to bed because everyone was all drunk and shit, and like I was like, she was the only one who was still up, and I was like talking with her, and I was just like, blah blah blah, yeah, you're kind of cool, whatever. I'm gonna go to bed, and I go like they had like a fold out mattress from their couch, and I like, get in bed, and she gets in bed with me. I'm like, what are you doing? And it literally took her getting on top of me and sticking her tongue in my mouth to make me go,
I hope that this podcast gets to the point where someone animates that.
Oh my god.
It was literally just like, okay, cool, yeah. So, and then stuff.
I hope that's as funny as you just explained it.
It was pretty bad.
I was telling you about that one time that like I was trash drunk at this like dorm room, and like we were at this huge party. And I was spending the night in this dorm room. And one of the person's roommates, I think, was like into me, but she was kind of not. I'm not gonna say any.
You told me this story.
Yeah. So this is what I'm like. This is how much of a shitty person I am, and how much of a fucking emotional like fucking what's the word? Just loose cannon I am.
Bad boy.
So. This whole night, I'm running around with my classical guitar, just like fucking, just like I'm drinking tequila.
Anyway, here's Wonderwall.
Well, no, and I'm playing flamenco guitar like up against girls,
just
all drunk. What's up, girl?
And you're all drunk, so it's like open chords. You're just making just like.
So I was known infamously as the tequila music guy because I'd be like, "Girl, you want some tequila? I'll play some flamenco."
You're the worst. You're literally the worst.
Doing it ironically. This was recent and like So there was one girl that I was like, oh, she's pretty cute. Like maybe I'll whatever, but she was totally not interested.
Maybe I'll seduce her with my flamenco and tequila.
I think that was the one girl that I wasn't like being like obnoxious with because I was whatever.
Right. So you played Wonderwall for her.
Right. So I played Wonderwall for her and she wasn't into it, and I was just like whatever, okay, whatever. Mm-hmm. So got more drunk, and I went to go lay down in the bed that was for me. And this other girl who, as I had forementioned, is in a bed across. So we're in the same room. We're alone. I decided that the most fun activity for me to do in that one moment is to go by her bedside, all swooning and dashing, pulling my hair back. Drunk as fuck.
Your hair gel smells of sex.
Yeah, dude. I'm swinging my hair like over and I just say, hey. And then I just started just reciting poetry to her. Shakespeare, fucking Jim Morrison
No,
stuff.
you didn't.
Oh, yeah, dude.
No, you didn't.
I'm staring at her, like, in the eyes, just, like, telling her all this stuff. Just really, like...
What
just reciting System of a Down lyrics.
Yeah, same. I can't even remember some of the shit because I was drunk.
Wake up.
Like, I do remember.
Grab a brush and put a little makeup.
So then she starts, like, rising, just, like, coming up to me, like, about to kiss me. And I just remember just, like, pushing her back down and continuing.
No, hold on. I'm not done.
I'm pretty sure I said that. I was like, no, wait, I'm not done. And I just keep going. I'm just, and then she's just like, uh-huh.
And then you just puke on her.
I fucking wish. But, she's just like, getting into it and like closing her eyes and just, and I'm just like, good night. Just went to fucking passed out on my face.
You are the antithesis of everything.
You're the worst.
We are literally like the opposites about everything romantic.
Okay.
Like, first of all, I would never recite poetry to a girl. Second of all, I would never say goodnight and then fucking
just peace out.
Well, I don't think that was really like a romantic thing. I think he was just fucking with her.
You just trolled her?
I was just fucking with her, yeah.
No!
Whatever.
Yeah.
I mean,
all right, fucking.
No. I got one more.
Rich is so done with you right now.
What? Okay. One more story.
Rich is like, I just want to make more Undertale covers.
He wants to be an underboy.
I want to be underboys.
I'm out of. I've already talked about all.
There's other stuff I could talk about, but it's all pretty much the same. So just
Okay.
I'm out of girlfriends to talk about. So it's all you, buddy.
I have so fucking many stories, man.
I'm only 21. I'm a Jonathan Young.
Yep. So I dated this girl in high school. It was whatever. She was like, she ended up being like a model and stuff, and like she's actually like, you know those you know when you read like Guitar World or Revolver and they have those like models showing off like the band shirts and stuff? Yeah. She's one of those. So chances are if you've read an issue of like Revolver or Guitar World, you've seen her.
I have seen a revolver gun once.
Right. So you know, she like she was like pretty.
Are you that proud of your? Whoa! Don't hurt yourself.
I'm fine. Continue.
John just bumped his head.
Okay. So you know, she got to the point where like, you know, she knew she was attractive. Like she knew that like, you know, she could pretty much get whatever she wants because she's, but
sure,
it didn't start out that way. The relationship didn't start that way, and she was like such an interesting person, and I mean, she's still an interesting person. We're still on good terms and stuff, but like she changed, you know what I mean? And she became confident. At the time that our relationship ended, I feel like she became too confident. Mm-hmm. So I'll preface by saying I think the beginning of the end of that relationship was she got World of Warcraft, but where it ended up,
as with so many.
It's Jules' turn to get crucified in the comments section.
I tried World of Warcraft, man. I don't know. I don't know.
I bought World of Warcraft, and my mom made me take it back to Target when she found out it was a subscription.
Fuck her. She's not.
My mom doesn't understand video games.
Shut up, Mom. You're not my dad.
Wake up. It's 2002, Mom.
Yeah.
Okay. So, towards the end of the relationship, I was working at my job. There was somebody who, at this job, I worked like 12-hour shifts. It was really, really just fucking long hours all the time. And there was one person that I worked with a lot. And I never saw my girlfriend. I never saw her because I was always working, and it was a high school relationship, so we didn't
because you were working at Six Flags, or because she bought World of Warcraft.
Both. So So I started getting feelings for this girl that I was working with. And I felt so fucking guilty about it because like I really loved this girl. Like I was really, but I was starting to get these like infatuation feelings for like this other person that I was just seeing more often, you know? And it was confusing for me because like I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know if that meant that I was like falling out of love, which I wasn't. But like, you know, you're a human being, whatever. And it got to the point where, like, you know, I've always been somebody who's just been like, communication is key. Communication is always, you know, the reason why problems happen in relationships is because there isn't communication. Right. I fucking decided that maybe I'm not realizing that I'm like looking at her a different way or something like that. And maybe somebody's going to like, there was a lot of drama at that job. So I was afraid that somebody would like say like, oh, he looked at her like whatever. Maybe he likes her. And I'm going to tell my friend, and that friend's going to tell a friend, tell a friend. Then eventually it's going to reach my girlfriend.
Right.
So I straight out came honest with her. And I just said, listen, I thought I had feelings for somebody else. I don't want you to hear it from anybody else, but I want you to know that I really, really care about you, and I really, really like don't want anything to happen in this relationship. So I'm being completely 100% honest with you. I don't have feelings for her. I'm completely in love with you. Like, please, I just wanted to get that off my chest. You know, mature, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is how she took that. She took that as my way of kind of like what you were saying earlier about that girl who like gave you all this shit, but it ended up being something else.
Yeah.
She thought I fucked her, and that was the way that I was telling her, because nobody would ever be honest like that.
Right.
Damn.
So she fucked another guy. Like literally the fucking greasiest fucking guy I could think of too. Like, gross. And she didn't fucking tell me. I found out about it. I found out about it by reading an Ask FM. It was Formspring. Ugh. It was Formspring. Somebody sent me a Formspring back in the day. Like, I hope you know that, you know, she fucked this guy. Like, and that you're going to leave her soon because she's treating you like shit. So, in, you know, again, uncharacteristically of that story of the girl that I just dealt with, you know, a year ago, I was just like, hey, we're fucking done. Didn't fucking hung up the phone. Well, no, I think I did it in person, but like pretty much, you know, whatever the equivalent of that in person is, just pretty much just like, hey, you fucked another guy, we're done. Mm-hmm. And then I walked away. Didn't feel anything because she fucked another guy.
I can't decide where you stand on anything.
It depends on... Okay, so this is maybe where the disconnect was happening with what we were talking about earlier. It depends on how much I care about them. It depends on how much in love with them I am. Right. Her, I had a lot of feelings for, but I mean, at the time, I was very much in the mindset of just like, you cheat on me once, you're going to cheat on me again. Case in point, I cheated on my first girlfriend with 9 different people. Yeah. Like, fuck.
There you go, ladies. Don't trust Family Jules 7X, especially if he's reciting poetry.
I have never, ever cheated on somebody
since you were 15.
Since I was 15.
Nice.
I got it all out of my system. So no, like it's literally just like that's the worst fucking thing you could do to somebody that you're committed with. So, and I'm never gonna do it again. So, I think that was, man, I felt so bad for her. You know, she like the girl that I dumped because she, you know, slept with another guy. She was like in fucking tears. She came to me with flowers. She came to me with flowers to apologize.
The girl that you had a crush on when you were...
No. The girl I was dating. After I dumped her because she slept with another guy, she was like, so like, and I don't even think that she realized what she did, because a year later I was just like, hey, what are you doing? You want to get coffee? You want to just like hang out? Just like, and this was actually because
that's rule number 1, Jules.
I don't know why
you don't make contact.
I don't know why I was like so apparently obsessive about it, but like she was dating some guy that like I knew was just a complete fucking like asshole sleazebag, like so just the worst kind of fucking person. Right. And like even though, you know, like she did whatever to me, I didn't want her to fucking get involved with whatever. So I sent her an anonymous thing that said like, listen, I know you're not gonna fucking take this the right way, but I want to give you a warning. It was totally anonymous. I just said, the guy's a fucking shitbag. You need to get the fuck out of that relationship. And I'm saying this because I care about you. And like, and not that I care about you, but I wish the best for her. Like, you know, the best is not me. So, but I still wish the best for her. A year and a half later, I went up to her and I was just like, that was me. That wasn't me trying to fucking do anything other than just like, I was protecting you. She had broken up with him by then.
Yeah.
And then I also said, I said, why do you think we broke up? And she was like, honestly, I don't know.
Oh. And
I said to her, because I gave you 100% honesty and you returned that with 0.
Ooh, family one-liners 7X.
Damn. And that was it. I don't think I've seen her in person since then. But anyways, I think the point of probably these past, at this point, two boy flops is that if you're in a relationship with somebody, fucking do them the respect of just having 100% communication with them. Because it's absolutely the most important thing.
Don't recite poetry unless you mean it, kids.
Whatever. She didn't, whatever.
Well, communicate with them unless you're just trolling. Unless
you're a lay Reddit troll. Yeah. God damn it.
Communicate with them in meter.
John, what have you been working on this week? What do people have to... is your name Jonathan Young?
No, but I'm Jonathan Old.
I didn't think so. Grandpa.
I don't know. I'm trying to make a lot of videos. I'm making some stupid Christmas songs.
You're fucking working hard, dude.
I'm making some anime songs. I've kind of got the channel blues, to be honest, this week.
Happens.
Like
happens with anything that you love.
Yeah, no, I mean, YouTubers talk about it all the time. It's like hey, I spent 200 hours making this song and video perfect, and it didn't get any views. Okay, I'll just be making Justin Bieber covers if anybody needs me. Yeah. That's kind of where I'm at right now.
I've always been like the opposite of that. Like YouTube has always just been my fucking palette that I throw paint at.
We've talked about that.
But like what I think is on your side of this, I think it's really funny how you were saying that I don't know, like I'll cut this out if it's not you don't want to talk about it, but
no,
how on your Adele cover, people were like, "Stop fucking selling out and doing these things just to get views."
Yeah,
and then you do the things that you want to do and you don't get views.
Yep, I commented about that.
Yeah,
I mean, it's the top rated comment on that video. Like, a couple people commented right the fuck away when I posted the Adele cover.
Yeah,
somebody posted this long comment like, "This is trash. You need to select your songs better and stop playing songs that..." It's like,
you need to stop telling other people what to do. First of all,
but second of all, Restless Heart, the original that I put out this year that I'm more proud of than anything I've ever fucking made, 10,000 views.
Yeah.
10,000 views to
it's a lot, but in contrast to what you do for doing an Adele cover.
The vlog that we posted where Rich falls out of a closet has more views than that.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun, but like, fucking, like...
It's disheartening.
I mean, we've talked about this. Like, I need to get paid.
Yeah.
Like, if I made nothing but originals that I cared about, I wouldn't be able to live with you guys. I wouldn't have enough money to pay rent. Yeah. Period. So it's like, it's one of the, but I mean, it's stupid because like the whole Disney thing was kind of a perfect storm because I love Disney music and it did well on my channel. And now it's weird because half of my subscribers are coming from Trollsy, I Don't Fuck With You heavy metal version. And half of my subscribers are coming from, All About That Bass.
Yeah.
And half of my subscribers are, that's 150%.
Sure.
Half of my subscribers are coming from Taylor Swift a cappella.
Yeah.
And then, a smaller portion of my subscribers are coming from Disney than they were a year and a half ago. But on top of that, I've made some bad optimization choices because I didn't know any better. Optimization meaning... I posted some videos that didn't do well that I should have known wouldn't do well.
Because YouTube's algorithm sucks.
Because YouTube... Anyway, long story short, I posted a video last week, and I've posted a couple of videos in the past couple of weeks that I expected would do well, given what has done well in the past on my channel.
Yeah.
And it just flopped.
Yep.
BoyFlop. And then I posted a really, really bad... I mean, I don't know. It's just like, it's frustrating because, I mean, and this is going to sound really conceited, but it's like, I put a lot of work into some of my stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of people out there that put less work into covering the same songs and get 10 times as many views.
Yep.
And that's the way it is, and that's the way that it's always been, and I know that.
That's probably what it's going to be.
But I thought I was past that with almost 100,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
But, I mean, here's the hoping. I mean, I'm gonna... It's in the past, it's out of my control. I'm not by any means depressed about it, but it's one of those things where, like... and I'm sorry for taking up all of
No, please.
the outro time, but... I'm rational enough that I know that the only thing I can do right now is keep working.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing.
Nice.
So I've just been making a lot of videos trying to figure out what's next for my channel. And I don't know. I've been... I don't like what I'm seeing happen to YouTube. With the
I think you're not in the minority there.
I don't like what I'm seeing happen to Facebook either.
Well, Facebook's stupid.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like when I had 1,000 likes on my Jonathan Young page, I would get 300 likes when I posted a Disney cover.
Yeah.
Now I have to pay for Facebook ads.
Facebook's so
to
bad.
get more than 90 likes.
Rich, do you use Facebook, your fan page at all?
It's weird because I'm having like the opposite of everything.
Well, that's because you're blown up.
Yeah.
Well, even on Facebook.
Really?
Yeah.
I post a video and it gets like 150 likes. Well, I have like 500 likes on my Facebook page.
I feel like the thing with that though is that
recency. I have no idea.
Facebook deals with that in that like I feel like I read about this somewhere.
No, I read about. I mean,
like everyone complains about this, and I know it's a problem, but for some reason right now, like
here's why.
Everything's doing well.
Because how well a post does on Facebook, it works like this. Let's say I post a Disney cover on Facebook. Mm-hmm. Facebook, as I understand it, Facebook shows that post
to a certain percentage
to 100 people.
Yes.
And if 90% of those 100 people like the post, then it shows it to another 100. But again, since half of my Facebook likes come from I Don't Fuck With You heavy metalcore version, and half of my subscribers come from Young Does Disney, if Facebook happens to show the Disney cover I just posted to 100 people that found me through a metal Taylor Swift cover, they're not going to like the post, and then Facebook isn't going to show it to more people. So in your case, all of your Facebook likes are people that like video game covers. So when you, especially Undertale, so when you post an Undertale cover, 100% of your Facebook fans will probably like that post. Whereas for me, it's like somebody will like my page because of fucking anything that I've done on my fucking smorgasbord of content, and then when I do something that is,
I feel like also like deal with that stupid fucking like formula. The way that Facebook deals with it is like there's a very high percentage chance that those 100 people that you sent out are just people who don't like stuff. They don't click the like button a lot. Like I'm one of those. I almost never like shit on Facebook. It's stupid, and Facebook's stupid, and it's actually, you know what? They're probably smart because it's getting them more engagement. It's getting them more.
It's getting them more money, but it's stupid because
us creators are having less and less ways of getting our shit out.
Exactly.
They don't give a shit about content.
My fans, the people who have already liked my page, are missing my videos.
Yeah, same.
People who subscribed to my YouTube channel to see Disney aren't getting notified when I post a Disney cover.
People are sending me messages on Facebook pretty much saying like, why didn't you post this video on Facebook? We wanted to see it. And I'm like, I did. Facebook didn't send it out to you because they're bad.
Fucked, man.
Yeah.
Like I'm literally at the point where like I don't know if I should be paying for Facebook ads.
Don't do it.
I don't know.
Don't like. That's like literally just fucking, you know, paying for the fucking
sub for sub.
It's not like we're not already signing contracts with companies that are taking our money. It's like fucking, I don't know. I'm like,
is it worth it though? Like those contracts are worth it.
Is anything worth it?
Fucking lining Mark Zuckerberg's wallet so that you can get your video out to another 100 people.
If there's one company that really doesn't need any more of that shit, it's Facebook.
It's just irritating because like, I don't know.
Yes.
I mean, I don't want to sound like a fucking dick, but it's like I just can't wait to be king should have gotten more than 20,000 views. Yeah. And
they should have.
Hawaii. I mean,
we had a lot of fun with that too. Like, I mean,
go watch it.
It's just like I don't know.
Give it time.
I know.
I feel like
I've had videos that have been sleeper cells before that haven't blown up for a year, but like I'm at the point where I want to like have the only thing on my YouTube channel that shows up when you go to my channel be Best of Jonathan Young, where I just handpick videos that I want first-time users to see. Like, I'm literally at the point where I literally want to break the system to try and make it work in my favor, and it's just like
you're playing the game, man.
I've always been playing the game. Yeah. You guys know that, but it's just like I'm kicking myself because I actually cared about my cover of I Just Can't Wait to Be King. Yeah. And that's like my number one rule is don't care about it.
You know, honestly, if anyone ever were to give you shit about that, like they're not realizing that like the shit that that person fucking like put their heart and soul into, and if you know they got fucking, you know,
well, but if
they get 20 views and one guy who's like fake and gay, like they're gonna be upset about it. Like it's how it is, man. And like
I know it's how it is. I'm not hating the player, you know. I'm hating
the game.
I'm hating the game. It's like, I don't know. And I don't mean to rant at the end of the.
It's important. No. I think it is something important to talk about, especially since like. I don't feel like a lot of people who like are into the stuff that we make are really understanding how much of a struggle it is for us to get it to them.
Yeah,
in this day and age.
There's this article floating around on Facebook about this vlogger who has like upwards of 500,000 subscribers who's completely broke.
I saw that.
People have been tagging me in it and sending it to me on personal Facebook.
Think about that next time you fucking YouTube money bags.
I mean, we're fortunate because we get to sell CDs and we get to get commissioned to make music and stuff like that. But like,
I have something to talk about like when it gets over to me. But yeah.
I mean, I don't really have much to say other than like I'm fucking butthurt because the videos that I want to blow up aren't blowing up and the videos that I don't want to blow up are blowing up. But what can you do? I mean.
Shit sucks. Right. Facebook sucks. YouTube sucks. Rich, what are you doing? Rich is falling asleep.
Yeah, I haven't been talking too much because we've been going for like 2 hours. Undertale's coming to an end.
Yeah.
It's like by the time like this is going to be a 2-part episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So by the time this airs, all that shit probably would have already happened. So yeah, Undertale, like the video will be out. Album. There's an album,
and that's something that you've been waiting to talk about for a while.
Yeah, and I guess, like I said, by the time this comes out, I should be able to talk about it. I'm doing an album with all of my Undertale tracks remastered, all 12 of them, as well as 12 with Ace Waters, and he's doing 12 of his own covers, and it's being officially licensed by Toby Fox, the guy who made Undertale.
Fucking cool.
Which is really fucking rad. And like as of today, like my Megalovania cover just hit 1 million views and like
YouTube money bags.
Well, kind of.
Yo, buy me sushi. You getting money bags, right? For all your fucking views.
Pizza's on Rich tonight,
That's not how it works. Spoiler
I don't
alert.
know, like, and it's like people have been like hitting me up all day and stuff and like congratulating me and they're like, well, it's so cool, and like it's still just difficult to process, but at the same time it's like I'm gonna be making like an end of the year wrap up video.
Yeah.
After this, you know, if it gets to the point where the album's not announced yet and you're about to release this, edit this part out and just be like censored.
It's fine.
Fucking, I'm gonna do like the album's gonna come out. It's gonna be officially licensed. We're probably gonna be making physical copies, probably even vinyls.
Yeah, dude. I'm so pumped
it's gonna be fucking rad, and I'm really excited for it. And like, just these past 2 months have been completely not what I expected at all. Because, and I've talked with like both of you multiple times about this. Literally everything fell into place.
Yeah.
Everything works.
Yeah.
I don't know why everything's working. It's fucking
Rich,
weird.
Remember when we were in the pool and you were and I was like, just watch, your channel's gonna blow up?
Dude, I didn't, like with Undertale though, I did not expect that. And there's a whole story there, and I'll cover it in my end of the year wrap up.
Five Nights at Freddy's 2.0.
No, it's really not. I
didn't mean it like that. I meant it with the cult following.
The cult following is starting to become kind of obnoxious, and like I'm ready to be done with it, and Toby has stated that he wants to be done with it, and I know Ace is ready to be done with it, and
I'm super excited for what Toby does next.
Yeah, dude.
As I am with you, man. I'm really excited to see I'm really excited to see people who have come on because of the Undertale train get to see your new videos.
I hope that I hope I don't run into a problem which you were just describing, where it's like this is an Undertale and suddenly the engagement's nothing. And a lot of people are like, I'm starting to notice though, because like a lot of people are like people realize that I can't do this forever.
Yeah.
Like I've done 11 tracks, I'm about to release my 12th one, and then I'm going to do the album, but everyone knows that it has to stop at some point. And I mean, like, that's the whole theme of Undertale, is fucking letting go.
Yeah.
And people are like starting to request non-Undertale tracks. Like all these people I don't know who are new subscribers being like, you should do fucking Guilty Gear and you should do Persona and all this stuff. I'm like, that's cool. And I really hope that people just stick around because I'm focused on video games and they like me and my music, not necessarily just the game. Maybe that's kind of like a pipe dream type thing, but
keep your fingers crossed.
You know, here's hoping.
I get comments every week like, still not as good as I'll Make a Man of You.
You know what? Fuck off. And I'm hoping, what I was talking to you about is I'm hoping that this kind of like really like, because so many fucking people are like obsessed with Undertale and its music right now and have been for like the past 3 months. Mm-hmm. I hope this really like inspires a lot of like specifically indie devs to really start giving more of a shit
about the music
because it's fucking important. It's very, 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 and like that's not to say that people don't, because I know people do, but it's just so easy to overlook it.
Yeah.
And you know, when you put out a good game that has a really good soundtrack, I'm going to cover it and I'm going to give you exposure. It makes me happy. It makes people who like music happy. It makes you happy. No, that's literally it. Like so many people have been like, I don't know what this game is. Going to play it because they see my Undertale video. Yeah. So that's what I'm up to. It's coming to an end. Rip in peace. It's over to you.
Right now, there's 1 million people who have seen Megalovania.
What the fuck?
And I guarantee you that a lot of those people had no idea what... A good amount of those people don't know what Undertale is.
Well, technically, if someone rewatched the video, then it's
I've seen it. You only have one video. You have one view. I watched it 900.
Yeah, I was saying, like, someone like sent me a message earlier, and they're like, "Wow, congrats on 1 million views." I'm like, "Yeah, wow, my mom watched my video 1 million times. She's been busy."
Same TBH.
Well, I mean, a good amount of those people probably, it's just like, wow, this video gets a lot of views. I wonder what the deal is. And they hear the song, they love the song, and they go check out the game.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that there is almost like this symbiotic relationship between content creators, you know, and I think it's really cool.
It's just like the Gungans and the people of Naboo.
Fuck off.
Jojo Sith.
Yeah.
Hashtag 2016.
Yeah, and like I'm gonna cover it, but like just for some reason, like I just took a fucking chance on this game, like a week and a half after it came out, not having any expectations. I was like, whatever. Oh boy, an homage to Earthbound. Never heard of that.
Right.
And I played it, and it blew my fucking mind. And I was telling people like, you need to play this game. The music's so good. And then like literally the day I uploaded my Heartache cover, my very first cover from Undertale, is when Tumblr and 4chan and Reddit started shitting their fucking pants about the game, and it blew up, and the fan base just kind of latched on and never let go.
Well, as I said in, the beginning of the probably last fucking episode of BoyFlop, since this is a two-parter, the past week I've literally been pulling pretty much like 8-hour days on this VST, this virtual instrument. That's just been like, I kind of just shut myself off from the world, shut myself off to every other project I had going. Besides, I think I mixed one of Adrosaurus's at the time that this comes out, it's going to be old, but her Spider Dance video, I mixed and mastered. Other than that, I've just been sitting in my room fucking playing every note on the guitar different ways, and probably put about like...
excited because he's finally free.
I'm finally free, and now I can start working on other things. I did announce the beginning of this week, so by this time it'll be like 2 or 3 weeks ago, that I'm doing top 10 medleys. So I would have all the people comment on the YouTube video, tell me what in this case, it was the intro theme, your favorite like opening cinematic. I'm sorry, John, Diddy Kong Racing.
Fuck you!
It's not going to be in it.
I'm unsubscribing.
I think there was 2 votes for Diddy Kong Racing, and I think I think they were both you.
What?
No, there's, I love that. Do.
That is like
wrecked.
The only like fuck VGM. That's I will listen to only Diddy Kong Racing in spite of your subscribers.
The soundtrack's so good for Diddy Kong Racing. Anyways,
I'm making a cover without any of your subscribers.
I did 2 Diddy Kong Racing medleys. I never do that.
I don't care.
No, I'm just saying, like, it's such a good...
I'm angry. Okay. I don't care that you agree with me. I'm angry.
Okay, well, we're done. John, we're done. You were right about we're done. We're breaking up now.
We're breaking up. BoyFlop is breaking up over this.
I'm actually, right after I start doing this, right after I get off the microphone for this, I'm going to be working on getting my stream back in order because I haven't streamed in fucking forever. I hope by the time this comes out, I will have been streaming a lot more on twitch.tv.
Yeah. Pacific time is fucking me up, though.
Me too.
I have to basically wake up and stream immediately, and I can't do that.
I mean, like, there is something cool maybe about the thought of just, like, waking up, getting coffee, pop on OBS and start working on music, which, like, I mean, if you can get into the routine of that, like, it'd be cool, but it's all about getting there.
Normally I would start streaming at 3 p.m. Minnesota time, which would be
which is when we're all waking up at this point. We're all waking up.
I have been waking up at 10:30 this week ever since my all-nighter.
For 3 days.
For 3 days.
So, I will hopefully be streaming the creation of the top 10 medleys while I'm working on a big new project. Again, I was fucking announced for MagFest, so I'll be also working on rehearsing for that. And if you guys don't know what MagFest is, Google it.
Come hang out.
Come hang out with us because everyone's going to MagFest.
Come hang out.
I just want to close with one rant just about what you were saying, John.
Yeah.
something that's kind of like, so, you know, you and I are doing YouTube kind of for different reasons. You know what I mean?
We've talked about
for YouTube for me is as I described it earlier, it's almost just like, it's the palette that I'm just kind of like throwing my paint at, you know, that
Jackson Pollock asshole.
I'm pretty much just like, you know, it's where I put my projects that wouldn't go anywhere else. And, you know, I've gotten a lot of fucking subscribers for it. And because of that, when I started making money, more money than I was making from YouTube on Crypt of the Necrodancer, doing an album for, you know, V, doing you know, studio, doing that thing for like Binding of Isaac, doing like all these things, like I'm making way more money doing studio work for video games than I am making covers of video games. And when it got to that point, it's like, well, I'd love to, I don't know, live in San Diego someday, you know, whatever I was thinking at the time. And it just became the point where it's just like, I'd love to keep making videos because I love it, but I'm an adult and I don't want a real job, so I got to do what I have to do to get money.
It should be said, though, that you don't sell your covers.
That's true, too.
And if you did sell your covers, I would go out on a limb and say that you would be making more money than Rich and I put together make per month.
Right. Well, I mean, when I started, Louder wasn't a thing. Like, not even close to that. Like, it was pretty much just like, it was a mess.
But you have gone for a long time on the integrity argument of I'm not going to sell my music because I don't believe in
That's the other thing. That's the other reason why I haven't done it.
I don't know. I like...
When it came to like Necrodancer and stuff,
I think that's
like,
a little different just because yes, you are correct. You do make more money from Crypt of the Necrodancer, but would you still make more money from Crypt of the Necrodancer if you used Louder?
At this point, probably. But so the thing is... I feel like I can't like even though I'm on the other side of why I do YouTube than you are, I could never ever give you shit for that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because YouTube's your main. Yeah. YouTube's your main, man. Well, and even though it's always been my main.
Sometimes I don't want it to be my main though. I mean, like I don't want to do video game soundtracks, and I don't want to be a producer for Justin Bieber. But at the same time, like. I don't enjoy making metal covers of Justin Bieber, man.
Why not? He's the composer of the century, dude.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Right. I don't know. I think that when we've talked about that, I don't want to draw out this 2-part episode anymore with my bitching, because I started out this episode very, very bubbly, but and ready to talk about my failed relationships of the past, but I don't know. I mean, like
you just put in your dumper. She farted.
It's. I mean, like
actually. Oh
no. We've talked about. We've talked about how there's this. People think that we haven't compromised. We've talked about that a lot, and how people fantasize about, if I'm a YouTuber, I'll be able to make whatever I want, and people will love it because YouTube is this free and magical world where everybody loves content creators.
Literally one of the most vile communities on the internet.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I
don't want to sound like a Debbie because like I enjoy making Disney covers. I enjoy some of the metal stuff that I do, but I don't know. Lately, 50-50.
Yeah.
If I had a choice, I wouldn't have done half of the covers that I've posted in the past year. Ever.
Damn.
Not in a million years would I have covered a Seether song. A lot of people said, and I didn't get nearly as many views, but the people that did watch it often said, I'm so glad you covered a I fucking did it exactly the same way Seether did it. There was no point in me covering that song. If you want to listen to that song in a hard rock style, why don't you go listen to the Seether version instead of my version?
Jonathan Young's face isn't in it.
Yeah, okay. Well,
I think.
Well, like you see what I'm saying though. It's like Travis and I just covered 1985. We didn't do it because
that's your favorite song.
We didn't. I like that song.
Yeah, I like it too. But
if I covered songs that I liked, I'd be playing Toto and Dirty Loops, which how many people have heard?
My favorite band.
But then, I mean, I've said this a million times. I'll say it again. If I'm gonna play songs that I like, I'd write my own.
Yeah,
you know,
and you do, and you don't get the views for it because
you say that I do, but I really don't anymore. Like I write a song.
10,000. Imagine when you started YouTube and like somebody said like you're gonna write an original song, and 10,000 fucking people are gonna watch it. At that point, you've been like, whoa, my god, whoa, sweet
maybe.
sassy molasses. classy.
I've always been kind of realistic though, and knowing that 10,000 is not very much in the grand scheme of things.
But for somebody,
maybe I'm a Debbie, but like everything's relative, man. Like, I don't know.
Well, anyways, I just want people to realize that, like, you know, the 10 of you guys that are going to listen to this episode, that, like, I mean, it's easy to see, you know, fucking YouTubers as these, like, people who are living out their dreams. And, like, yeah, we live in fucking San Diego. We're three arguably attractive white boys who, like, have it pretty well. But, like,
check your privilege.
Right.
I would argue that.
I would argue.
I went to bed the other night and I was like...
naked.
Damn, I'm attractive.
No,
he started taking snaps of himself and sending them to
I'm
himself.
so pretty. No, I
Saying him to his mom.
I went to bed the other night and I was like, holy shit, like, I made it to San Diego.
Yeah.
Like, I'm here. Like, it still is sinking in.
Oh, yeah. I've been
great.
telling this dude that every day I wake up, I just wake up, I'm like, I'm a fucking idiot. And I'm just like, I can't believe I did this.
I don't know about you guys. I wake up every morning and take off all my sunglasses and be like, whatever.
And say damn, I'm attractive.
So, I mean, now that we've done a million different spiels from girls to Jonathan Young guilt trip, this has been BoyFlop episode 7.
Well, this would be BoyFlop episode 8. So
2-parter.
7.5.
7.x. I'm Family Jules 7X.
And I'm Jonathan Young.
And Rich wants to go to bed.
Sure about? I don't want to go to bed. I want to go. I'm Rich.
Okay.